In the world of rugby union, the names Auckland Grammar in New Zealand and South Africa's Grey College conjure up respect as two of the world's finest rugby academies. While Nudgee College is regarded as the cradle of the sport in Australia. Founded in Brisbane in 1891, St Joseph's Nudgee College is a Catholic boys' school and fields around 40 rugby union teams at all age levels. It has, over the years, produced scores of state players and a total of 20 Wallabies for the national team. Most recently, Elton Flatley and Rocky Elsom.
I wouldn't have played rugby if I didn't go to Nudgee College. It's a very proud rugby school, and I think that you can't underestimate the amount of impact that would have on you as a player. I think that one thing that we did have there was a massive focus on fundamental skills, and that's probably why you see a lot of players come through from the college.
Rugby at Nudgee goes back more than a century.
Well, it started essentially in the first year that the college was established. We were established in 1891 as a boarding school for Irish Catholics from regional areas. And even an artist's conception of the grounds in 1890, before the buildings were even constructed, showed students playing football on the main oval behind me.
The school is not just obsessed with the oval ball. Its International Honours Board covers many sports. But recently, it has produced a particularly talented stream of rugby players.
It's with people like Rocky Elsom. We see the college churning out players, particularly for Queensland, and now a growing number who are actually representing us at international level. Certainly many schoolboys. I think we're pushing 100 in terms of state representatives, but certainly very proud of the 20 Wallabies, and we're quite hopeful of adding to that number quite soon.
Oh, definitely.
Recently, another former alumnus turned pro. Last season, 17-year-old James O'Connor was still playing schoolboy rugby for Nudgee College when Super 14 team Western Force offered him a contract.
Yeah, I remember my first day just walking in and just seeing all the big names around, just going about stretching, and I just thought, well, I'm here, I've made it. And it's definitely, it was a bit intimidating when I first got there, like the first couple of weeks, but the guys really help you out and make you work.
In April this year, the utility back became the youngest player in Super 14 history, coming on as a replacement against the Queensland Reds. His father was obviously delighted.
It's sensational. You know, it's a very surreal moment. That's probably the best word that I can use, at the moment. It's an amazing, time for us. It's one of the biggest moments that we've ever had as a family and also as a couple, and I'm absolutely a proud dad.
Following his debut, James played in every Force game for the rest of the season, drawing comparisons between him and teammate Wallaby star Matt Giteau. To his old school coach, these comparisons and his performances came as little surprise.
You're not 17 and playing Super 14 if you're not a very, very good footballer. James is the one thing that I think all the top players have, and that's that unbelievable competitive drive. Doesn't matter if he's playing marbles or touch football, he wants to win. And that comes out in the way that he plays.
This weekend sees the 2008 Tri-Nations Series decider between Australia and New Zealand. With regards to his own international future, James has more options than most.
It's my mother's grandparents, both from South Africa. So I'm eligible to play for South Africa. My mum and dad are from New Zealand. I was born in Australia, then moved over to New Zealand when I was about 6 and came back when I was 11, and now I'm back in Australia. Aussie, Aussie, Aussie. Oi, oi, oi.
Until recently, James, who's now turned 18, was doing what most other teenagers his age do, hanging out with friends and going to school proms. However, all this will change over the next few years. Now he's left college, thoughts will naturally turn to a possible international call-up. While Australia is his favourite choice, there are family conflicts.
I've got everyone in my ear, like my grandparents whispering in my ear, oh, you got to go over to the Springboks, so much class over there. And my dad's obviously around me most of the time and he's saying, oh, the All Blacks, but he's also supports the Wallabies as well.
If he chooses Australia, if he chooses New Zealand, or if he chooses South Africa, not South Africa. No, look, really, we just want him to have the best options that he can have, and we believe that when the choice is made, it will be, it'll be the right fit for him.
Whatever James O'Connor does decide, the groundwork that was laid at Nudgee College will stand him in good stead, while the school itself will be looking to him to continue their proud tradition as the cradle of rugby by producing yet another international player.